Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Coffee Break German. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Break German. This is a live broadcast, and all being well, you should be able to see and hear me, and hopefully we are going to have a good time over the next, 40 minutes or so. We should be together for about 40 minutes, and hopefully we'll all be learning a little German together. Now, today things are a little bit different. I can't see in front of me comments, and I can't see if we're actually broadcasting live. So I'm relying on my fantastic team behind the scenes who will send me a message when everything is up and running and we can see and hear me as expected. Today we're broadcasting on the Coffee Break German YouTube channel, on the Coffee Break German Facebook page, and our Coffee Break Languages YouTube channel too. And if you happen to be watching on the Languages YouTube channel, then you may not necessarily be learning German, but all is not lost, because straight after this we're going to be doing a French live lesson, then a Spanish live lesson, and finally an Italian live lesson. So there's lots of language learning happening this afternoon. I've got the go-ahead from the team. That's good news. That means we can get started. And I'm just going to check that the slides are looking good and that they're working as they should be. Here we go. We're transforming our German learning in 5 to 10 minutes a day. Now, this, as you can see from the screen, is a Coffee Break Club taster session, because our Coffee Break Club has been specially created to help learners just like you build their German skills, build your German skills, and maximize the time that you have available, because language learning is sometimes quite tricky to fit into what happens in the course of a day. But that's where we come in. That's where we will be here to help you build German into the day that you have, whether that's a busy day, whether it's a quiet day. No matter how much time you have available, we'll hopefully be able to help you build a little bit of German learning into your day. Now, we get regular messages from our Coffee Break community. Every single day we get many messages from language learners around the world telling us about their language learning experiences. And some of the things that they have shared with us, I'm going to share with you today. Some learners say, I don't have time to attend a traditional class, and an hour-long session with an online tutor is a bit daunting. I know that many of you work with services like Verbling or italki, or these services where you can sign up for a session with a tutor, but sometimes an hour of that can be a little daunting. Another listener, another Coffee Break member, said, I need something that will help me be consistent, something I can actually achieve on a daily basis, but I want more than Duolingo. Now, Duolingo is great, and I use Duolingo on a daily basis. I think my current streak is about 936 days, as far as I remember. So yes, absolutely, using something like Duolingo does help you keep your hand in. But maybe you need a little bit more. Maybe Duolingo exercises aren't exactly what you need. Maybe you need the help of a teacher. Another listener said, I can probably find what I need on YouTube, but by the time I've found something useful, I've gone off the notion for language learning, or I've become distracted. And there's so much out there on YouTube, and it's so easy to become distracted. And when it is a question of language learning, you do need to be able to focus on that and really motivate yourself to do the learning that you need. Another listener said, I enjoy listening to podcasts for native speakers, but they're too long and I lose motivation after 10 minutes. Now, all of our podcasts are created in such a way that we hopefully will help you maintain your motivation. But even them, sometimes they are 30 minutes, 40 minutes long, and that can be a little bit of a challenge for a learner. I need something that will help me be consistent, something I can actually achieve on a daily basis, but I want more than Duolingo. And that is the same comment as we've just seen in the past, so I'll skip on beyond that. If I watch a long lesson or listen to a long podcast, I find I forget a lot of what was covered. I need something short and effective. So all of these comments that have been shared with us made us think about how we can provide the learning that you need. And in order to do that, we came up with the Coffee Break Club. The club is an on-demand video library of language lessons, and we have over 1,150 lessons at different levels now in the club. This is something we've been adding to over the course of the past 18 months, and we're continuing to add new content all the time. The materials in the club are at an A2, B1 level, and basically it's helping you learn German one coffee break at a time. And in this session, we're going to be taking a look at some of the types of learning, and I'm going to be learning along with you. As you know, my job on Coffee Break German is to be the learner. I'm not a German teacher. We have Thomas, we have Andrea for that. But in terms of the learning, that's what my job is on Coffee Break. So I'm going to be learning along with you, and we're going to do that today because I'm going to be learning as we take some tests, some lessons together. So, in this taster session, we'll be experiencing these sample lessons. We'll be doing a little bit of Q&A, answering questions we've already received about the Coffee Break Club and also any questions that you may have. So if you've got questions, I believe I can see the chat and Rebecca saying moin. Moin, Rebecca. We'll be doing a little bit of a demo of the web version of the Coffee Break Club and also a demo of the Coffee Break Club app. And I'll explain everything about that. But I think the most important thing is that we all get ready to do some learning because that's what this is all about. In the time that we spend together today, we're going to move forward with our German learning. Now, on the club, we have lots of different types of lessons. Basically, they're not all in the same format. They have different formats. And you can see here some of the samples of what we've got. Now, each of these video types is aimed at basically an intermediate learner. So it's the idea that you can do a little bit of learning on a regular basis with 5, 10, 15 minutes or so on, and work towards improving your German on a regular basis. And we're going to take a look at an example video now. And this is from our series Wo bin ich heute? That means where am I today? So in this video, we've got Thomas, who's listening to a postcard being read from one of our Coffee Break German colleagues, and we've got to try to work out where she is today. Wo bin ich heute? So we're going to take a look at this right now, and we'll watch it together, and then we can have a chat about it afterwards. So if we come to the screen now, and we'll go for it. Here goes. Los geht's.
Wo bin ich heute? Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Mein Name ist Thomas und ich habe mal wieder eine Postkarte bekommen. I have received a new postcard from Jarina, one of our Coffee Break German mentors. As always, we will have a listen to the postcard and Jarina and then take our time going through each individual sentence, looking at clues to figure out where Jarina is writing us from, and also having a better look at the German vocab and grammar that is used in those sentences. Also Jarina, von wo aus schreibst du uns?
Hi Thomas, stell dir vor, ich bin diesen Fasching mal nicht in Europa. Das bedeutet aber nicht, dass sich die Leute hier nicht verkleiden oder ordentlich feiern. Von den Festwegen werden Perlenketten, Moonpies oder sogar Hotdogs geworfen. Oh, und das Beste ist, es hat fast 20 Grad und die Sonne scheint. Morgen ist der absolute Höhepunkt, der dicke Dienstag. Na, weißt du, wo gerade die Post abgeht? Jarina.
Wow, das klingt so spannend. Und Sonne und 20 Grad im Februar klingt wirklich, wirklich schön. Okay, I don't know if you already have a clue from listening to the postcard where Marina might be, but let's have a look at those sentences and try to figure it out together. Stell dir vor, ich bin diesen Fasching mal nicht in Europa. Okay, so we are starting with an imperative here. Jarina is saying, imagine, stell dir vor. The reason why we have 3 words here in German and only 1 in English is because sich vorstellen is a separable and a reflexive verb. So if you use it in the imperative to give a suggestion or a command, we need to separate it. That means the for goes to the end. And since it's reflexive and it's also it's actually dative reflexive, we also need to change the sich to dir. So sich vorstellen is how you would find it in the dictionary, but to say imagine, we are saying stell dir vor. And then the rest of the sentence says, I am not in Europe for this carnival. So ich bin diesen Fasching, I am not this carnival, mal nicht in Europa. And the mal nicht, I know mal is one of these words that can have a lot of different meanings, but combined with the nicht here, we're saying, contrary to normally where I'm usually am, this year I am not in Europe. So the mal kind of focuses on once this one time I'm not in Europe. So this is already quite a good clue, because if we can discard Europe and maybe also Antarctica, there's only 5 other possible continents where Yarina could be. Let's have a look at our second sentence. Das bedeutet aber nicht, dass sich die Leute hier nicht verkleiden oder ordentlich feiern. So in English that would be, but that doesn't mean that the people here don't dress up or party properly. This sentence is quite a good one to look a little bit at word order and sentence structure. So our first bit is actually our main sentence. Das bedeutet aber nicht. So we're starting out with a subject here, das, just referring back to the fact that she's not in Europe. Then we have our verb bedeutet, aber, however, or but, and then nicht, our word to negate the entire sentence, goes to the end. So altogether, it's a very classical word order. Subject, verb, and if we want to make the whole sentence negative, our nicht goes to the very end. In the second half of our sentence, we are dealing with a subordinate clause, starting with das and double S, so that. If we have a subordinate clause, we then normally use our subject, and our verb goes to the very end. However, there's a little bit more going on in this sentence, so let's have a closer look. So we have our das, then we have sich, and that's because we're using the verb sich verkleiden, to dress up. That's a reflexive verb. Then after the sich, we have die Leute, our subject, so the people, and then here, and our negation nicht goes before our final verb. And we've just said in a subordinate clause, our verb goes to the very end. So if we want to make that sentence negative, our nicht needs to go in front of that final verb. So reflexive pronoun, subject, then we have the location here, our nicht to negate the sentence, and then the rest of our reflexive verb, the main verb, goes to the end, verkleiden. And if we look again, we see our sentence is not finished. There's another part to that subordinate clause that just gets added on. But because we're still in that structure of a subordinate clause, again, the verb goes to the end here, and we just add a little bit of information in terms of an adverb before our verb, and that is ordentlich, which can have a number of different meanings, but in this case, it's best translated with properly or know how to party, so they're doing something right. The other meanings are tidy. So if you're talking about, for example, mein Zimmer ist ordentlich, it would mean my room is tidy, because ordentlich comes from Ordnung, order. Alles klar. You see why I thought this is a good sentence to talk about word order. We have a main and a subordinate clause, we have some reflexive verbs, and even some negation. Also, we know from the sentence that wherever Yarina is, they are also definitely celebrating Carnival. So I'm maybe thinking maybe our continent is South America, but let's have a look at the next sentence and I'm sure we'll get some more clues. Von den Festwegen werden Perlenketten, Moonpies oder sogar Hotdogs geworfen. Okay, our first word here, Festwegen, it's the plural of Festwagen and it's best translated with float. So these big impressive wagons that are created during Carnival and go down the streets during the parades. Then we have werden, and it's very good to look at the end of the sentence what our other part of the verb might be, and then we see geworfen. So werden geworfen, are thrown. So if we put it all together, we could say from the floats, and then we have Perlenketten, so strings of beads, moon pies, or even hot dogs are thrown. If we look a little bit closer at the things that are thrown, Perlenketten is a little bit of a tricky one because it can mean pearl necklace, because perle is the word for a pearl, and kette, a necklace or a chain. But Perlen is also the word that's commonly used for any form of bead. So, for example, a glass perle would be a glass bead for any form of craft project. Moon pies, I need to admit, I had no idea, but I just actually took a second and Googled it, and it says that it is a popular snack in the US. So that and the hot dogs make me think we're maybe in North America instead of South America for this postcard. But we will see. Let's try to find out a little bit more information. Oh, und das Beste ist, es hat fast 20 Grad und die Sonne scheint. Oh, and the best thing is, it is almost 20 degrees and the sun is shining, or the sun is out. Okay, so if we are in North America, we're definitely somewhere in the south of North America. So I'm thinking likes of California or Texas, somewhere where in February, when I received this postcard from Yarina, it is already quite warm. In terms of language, if we look at the sentence, we have that construction that we use an adjective as a noun. So we're saying, das Beste ist, the best thing is. And we're just using our adjective gut, but in the superlative, so beste, we are putting a capital at the start and we're using das as the article. And that's because if we have that construction of adjectives as a noun, they're always neuter and we need to capitalize them. If we have a look at what comes after the comma, you can see that if you talk about temperatures in German, you use the verb haben. So it has 20 degrees, while in English you would more likely say it is 20 degrees. And then we have two ways really in German to say some like that it's sunny or that the sun is shining or the sun is out. You could either say die Sonne scheint, or you can also say es ist sonnig. So those are the two common phrases to say it's a nice day, it's sunny. Alles klar, nur noch ein Satz, unser letzter Satz. Morgen ist der absolute Höhepunkt. Der dicke Dienstag. Okay, so we're saying here, tomorrow, morgen, is the absolute highlight, probably of the carnival, of those festivities. And it's the Fat Tuesday, der dicke Dienstag. Yeah, okay, that's quite interesting because for us, the highlight of carnival or Fasching would always be the Monday, Rosenmontag. That's when like all the big parades are taking place. But apparently, wherever Yarina is, it's the Tuesday and not the Monday. If we have a quick look at the language again, I would say it's really straightforward. We are starting with some temporal information. Morgen, so our verb needs to come next in the second position, ist, and then der absolute Höhepunkt is our subject. And then we add some information afterwards, and it's not a relative clause, so the reason why we have der is not because it's der Höhepunkt, but because we're saying der dicke Dienstag, and Dienstag is also masculine, and that's why we have der here. Good. If we summarize a little bit, so we know that we are not in Europe, we know that we are in a continent where they like to eat moon pies and hot dogs. We know it's warm in February, it is almost 20 degrees and it's sunny. We know that they really celebrate Carnival. And we know that the highlight of the Carnival is on the Fat Tuesday. Okay, I would generally say that is not so much to go with, but I think I might have an idea. But before we go into revealing the solution and turning those postcard around, let's have a look at the last sentence and the greetings Yarina says. Na, weißt du, wo gerade die Post abgeht? That's a great expression, especially when you're talking about parties or carnivals or stuff like that. So she's saying, hey, do you know where it's happening is basically the meaning, but you're saying like where the post is happening or leaving just now. So die Post abgehen, for example, if you're on a party and you can say, wow, hier geht die Post ab, then you're meaning, wow, is like this is really happening. There's so much stuff happening right now. And that's when you would use the expression, die Post geht ab. I actually think it comes from when letters were first delivered by couriers, and it was a lot quicker than anything before, and it was so fast that people were impressed. So it actually dates back from like delivering letters and the post couriers, and that's where it comes from. But enough about the post. Let's try and figure out where Yarina is writing from. I have a bit of a notion, and I think it would really help if we translate the Dicke Dienstag or the Fat Tuesday into French, which would be Mardi Gras. And with that in mind, one of the cities where this Mardi Gras is the biggest festival during the year and is really, really celebrated is the city of New Orleans. Well done. Sehr gut geraten. Very well guessed. So yes, I know that I've personally never been, but I know because Carnival and Fasching is a big thing in Germany. So I know that in New Orleans, Mardi Gras is also very, very celebrated and people dress up and the floats are amazing. So it's actually on my list of like carnival destinations around the world, which I would like to see at some point. Also, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. I hope you had fun listening to Yarina's postcard, guessing along where she is writing from, and also having a look at that new German vocabulary and some of the expressions we came across today. As always, there's lots more videos, whether it's postcards or discovery videos, grammar videos, vocab videos, out there in the club. So feel free to watch another video and improve your German even further or learn some more interesting facts about the world. Mein Name ist Thomas, vielen Dank und bis bald in einem neuen Video. Happy coffee breaking!
So, how was that? I hope that you enjoyed taking a little lesson with Thomas there and identifying the mystery location of the postcard sent by Yarina. Now, I do believe that some of you managed to get that. So, Rachel's Music Garden, New Orleans. Well done, you managed to get that. And that part, yes, indeed, Extremely E was pre-recorded. Now, this part's not pre-recorded because I'm reacting to your text. And this is the whole idea, because what we're doing here is showing you some examples of the pre-recorded videos in the club as part of this sort of set of lessons that we're doing today. So yes, some bits of this will be pre-recorded, but what you're seeing now is definitely not pre-recorded because I'm reacting to your comments. Muslan's saying Danke. And Extremely E is asking, how do we get into this club? Well, that's what I'm going to be telling you about in just a moment. Just before I do, I'm going to come back to the slides. So if we can bring back the slides. One of our club members saying, the club makes learning fun. I feel like I'm learning with friends and I feel part of a community. Now, the club is available on our website at coffeebreaktv.com and it's part of a subscription. So let me tell you more about this. The subscription is for 4 languages. So you can access all the German videos, but you can access also the Coffee Break French, Italian and Spanish club videos too as part of your club subscription. To talk a little about the cost, the normal price for the subscription, I'll tell you in a moment, but the crucial thing is that there's a 30% discount this week, and that's why I wanted to share this information this week. So the normal price of the club is $19.99 per month. So that's US dollars, but with 30% off, you get your first month for $13.99, $13.99, so $13.99 for your first month. But there's an even better deal than that, and that is if you decide to sign up for a year, then our club price for the year is normally $199.99, but there's 30% off, and the great thing about this is that that's 30% off forever, so you lock in that annual price of $139.99 by joining the club this week. And really that means that you're paying well, in sterling, in UK prices, that would be £110, and it's the equivalent of about 30 pence per day. And you can't get a lot for 30 pence, or about 35 cents per day. To be part of the club and have access to this enormous growing library of video content. So, how does the subscription work? Can you cancel at any time? Yes, absolutely. If you sign up today and cancel tomorrow, you'll still have access to it for the entire duration of your membership. But equally, it will renew automatically at the end of the period that you're subscribed for, but you can cancel at any time. And can I sign up using any currency? At the moment, the club is only available in US dollars. The platform that we use for the club is based in the US, so we use US dollars for the club. But of course, you can pay in any currency, and you'll be able to get access to the club. Okay. What I'd like to do just now is give you a little bit behind the scenes and actually take you inside the club. We're going to do a little demo of what the club looks like, both on our website and on, let me see if I've got this here. Yep. And on the Coffee Break TV app. So if I just make sure we're at the right place here, I think we're all good to go. And if I bring in this, you should be able to see, yes, you can indeed see my iPad. And this is us currently on the Coffee Break TV website. So you can see at the top, there's a section where the latest videos are shown, the featured videos. So a German club video on Die Sachertorte, delicious. An Italian video, a Spanish video, and a French video, and so on. But if we scroll down, we can see the continue watching, things I've already started watching, my favourites. A really useful section called Start Here, where we can find out how to get started in the club. So if we go into the German section here, you'll see that we've got a sort of featured collection of videos with an explanation of how to get started, and then some sample videos. There's a translation challenge there. There's some interesting text about Der Drache ist los, zurechtkommen mit, an interesting expression, and so on. So this collection of starting videos gives you a flavour of all the different types of videos that we have in the club. But if we come back, and you can see our latest videos, and the latest videos, again, across 4 languages, and we're adding new videos all the time. And you can see the German ones there. But if you're really focused in German, then you can come down to this section here, which is Coffee Break Club German videos. So if we click on See All, we now have the full collection of German videos. You can see some are greyed out. These are the ones I've already watched. But there are different series within this collection. So we've got videos like this, Das Tulpenfestival in the Niederlanden. So Tulip Festival in the Netherlands. This is what we call a discovery video, where we're discovering something about the world. We have SIP videos. These are study, investigation, practice, where we're focusing on a particular grammar point and studying that grammar point, investigating it further, and then practicing it with an exercise. You can see that we've got Walk, Talk and Learn videos, and this is where I have been wandering around the town looking at interesting sites here. So we've got an interesting poster here saying Lange Nacht der Kirchen, and that der, I think, is a dative because it's not a dative, it's a genitive, is it? Yes, it's a genitive. So long night of the churches, and that is explained further by Oliveira in the video. So lots of different types of videos, and as we keep going, more types of videos are added, and this is a growing collection, as you can see, lots and lots of German lessons. Now we can also filter, so if we wanted to say, let's have a look at all of the 5 to 10 minute videos, if we've only got 5 minutes to spend on our learning, and it filters out all of the videos. And if we jump into one of these, so this is a quick video with Thomas, German nouns with multiple plural forms. So this is a quick coffee break with Thomas. Are we talking flowers or ostriches? Sehr interessant. So we can take this lesson and we'll have moved forward a little with our German learning today. So that is a pretty quick view of what the website looks like, but we also have an app, and the app is available for Android and for iOS, and also for Apple TV, so the set-top box Apple TV. And again, it's exactly the same idea. We've got the featured videos along the top, And then we can move to our German videos. So if we go to the Coffee Break Club German videos, same idea here. A couple of benefits of using the app, and that is if we go into a particular video, we can also, if I just scroll down here to the three dots part there, and if I click on the three dots, no, that's a comment actually, sorry, what am I looking for here? If we go into the video, and then, where are we? So there is an option to download the video. We can download the video to our device and store it on our device for a month, and then that way we are able to keep it on our device and use it if we're going on a flight or something like that. We can also create a playlist on the app. So if we want to add a particular video to a playlist, we can do so, and we can make up a video playlist of grammar videos or of vocabulary videos or videos that we want to watch at a particular time. So that's the Coffee Break TV app, available in the app stores for iOS and Android, and also on Coffee Break on the Apple TV device too. Okay. Let's come back to our slides, because what I'd like to show you now is a little compilation of some of the other collections of videos that we have. And you've seen some of the titles here, but we're going to take a look at a collection of different types of videos. And this gives you a little flavour of the different styles of lessons that we have in the Coffee Break Club. After that, I am more than happy to answer any questions that you have, and you can simply post them in the chat, and I'll be able to see these, and we'll be able to answer any questions and give you all the information that you need about the club. So let's take a look at our compilation of different types of videos now.
When did you arrive at the party? I haven't seen you. Use the informal you here. So use du, and you'll have 10 seconds starting now. And time's up. Die Zeit ist rum. Let's take a look at the German translation.
Alle wissen, dass Menschen und Tiere krank werden können. Was vielleicht weniger Leute wissen, ist, dass auch Pflanzen Krankheiten bekommen können.
Now let's take a look at some examples and get some more context in our investigation. So as we just learned, we need to adjust kein to different cases and genders. So when we take a look at the nominative, we'll have 4 very simple examples just to see how this changes with different nouns. So for example, we can say, das ist kein Hund. Here, der Hund is masculine, and this is basically the negation of das ist ein Hund, which would mean that is a dog. When we're saying das ist kein Hund, we're literally saying that is no dog, which in correct English would just mean that isn't a dog.
Ich bin jetzt in der größten Stadt angekommen, in der man Deutsch spricht. Another language. Ich muss mich noch an den Dialekt gewöhnen. So, ich bin jetzt, and again we have the perfect tense here, but this time it uses sein instead of haben as an auxiliary verb. And the second verb is angekommen. So, I have just now arrived in der größten Stadt. So, using the superlative here, größten, the biggest city.
We're looking at the verb sicherstellen. So again, it's separable. So we're going to see some examples of sicherstellen, and hopefully this will help us all to understand these a little more. Now, sicherstellen means to make sure. So let's look at our first example now. Nino stellt sicher, dass seine Prüfung besteht. Noch einmal. Nino stellt sicher, dass seine Prüfung besteht. So, Nino stellt sicher. Nino makes sure, and we see the verb separating there. Nino stellt sicher, dass seine Prüfung besteht, that he passes his exam. So we can see it's a simple separable verb, and we just take it apart and swap it around. So Nino stellt sicher, dass seine Prüfung besteht.
Und ich muss noch meinen Koffer packen. Ich nehme kurze Hosen, T-Shirts und eine Strickjacke mit. Wir gehen an den Strand, also darf die Badehose nicht fehlen. Ich hoffe, dass der Koffer nicht zu schwer wird. Ich reise gerne mit leichtem Gepäck.
Let's go through our text again. So do you want to read the first sentence for us? Well, the title for us, of course.
Die Vorweihnachtszeit, so seems a very long word already, a compound word, in meiner Familie. And you already translated it as that? No?
Yeah,
What does it exactly mean, Vorweihnachtszeit, if you pick the words apart?
So we've got Zeit, which is the time, and then Weihnacht, Christmas, and vor, before. So is this the time leading up to Christmas?
Exactly, the pre-Christmas time.
Pre-Christmas time.
Packen, to pack. And there's two very similar words with this, with a prefix, which would be einpacken, which is a little bit more in the sense of packing something into a backpack or a suitcase, and the opposite of auspacken, so unpack. Packen. Next we have vergessen, to forget. Vergessen. Mitbringen, to bring with you. Mitbringen.
Let's go back to the studio to find out more about how adjectives can become superlative adjectives. Zurück ins Studio.
Yeah, that was a really great translation, Mark. And you're right, we are seeing the superlative in here. So let's just look at a couple of other language points before we move on to the superlative. We see manches being used here, and manches means some things, but it is in the singular, so technically it means something. We also see two verbs in here, anfangen and beginnen, and these both mean to start or to begin, so they are synonyms. We see that anfangen is a separable verb because when it's conjugated we have fängt an, so the prefix is being removed and put after the verb stem anfangen.
So, some really good examples there of the types of videos that you'll find in the Coffee Break Club on Coffee Break TV. Now, let me see another testimonial from another of our club members. The club allows me to stay consistent on if short on time and gives me some quick exercises to get me processing the language faster. Again, these are the kind of things that we want to help you do with the club and be able to continue to move on and build your German knowledge. The fact is, when we get to a certain point with German, we need to move wider rather than keeping going forward all the time. You need to get more access to more vocabulary, more experience of the grammar and use, and build your knowledge through that. Again, if you've got any questions, please do post them in the comments. The team will send me them behind the scenes here and I'll be able to answer them for you. In the meantime, some questions that we've already had through email and on social media. Can I access the Coffee Break Academy courses with a club subscription? So no, because the Academy is separate. So that would be Coffee Break Level 1, Level 2, Level 3 and so on. Those are separate courses, structured progressive courses that you would buy on the Coffee Break Academy. But the Coffee Break Club is an ongoing maintenance package, if you like. It's the kind of thing that will help you maintain your German level rather than moving forward with our structured courses. So these are two separate things. And again, a similar question, what's the difference between Coffee Break TV, the Coffee Break Club, the Coffee Break Academy? So I think I've got a slide that explains this. The Coffee Break Academy is our website where we have our Academy courses. And that allows you to access these Coffee Break German Level 1, Level 2 courses and so on, each of which is a separate purchase. We also have our Coffee Break TV website and app, and there you can access the club. You can also access other things like show podcasts and other videos. So it's our location for all of our video content, but it's where you would sign up for the Coffee Break Club. Another question, I'm a former club member. How can I sign up again and take advantage of the special offer? Very straightforward. You simply log on and use that coupon code. No, you don't log on and use the coupon code. You go to the link that I'm going to send you at the end of the video here, and that will help you get there and join again once you have applied that code. Can I upgrade my monthly membership to a yearly membership? Absolutely, and take advantage of the 30% off. Again, using the link here will help you do just that. So one more testimonial. The club allows me to stay consistent at short on time and gives me some quick exercises to get me processing the language faster. exactly what we're trying to do with the club and help you move forward. So if you would like to join the club, then you can scan that QR code or head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/summer2024. And there you'll find in fact, I can show you this. Let me just come to the iPad again. You will find our page that explains everything about the club, more information about it, the information about these taster sessions for the other languages too. And you'll also be able to see some stats about the club, examples, the countdown, questions, and the crucial buttons to help you sign up for the club. You can choose monthly membership and get 30% off your first monthly payment, or annual membership and get 30% off all future payments. There's a frequently asked questions section and everything you need to know there. So that is on our page, which is here. You can access it there, coffeebreaklanguages.com/summer2024. Now, we do have a couple of questions in the chat. No one really, I think, is saying, I had a look at the website, the discount isn't active, it still says $19.99. Does the discount show up at checkout? So as long as you go through that page, this page that I'm showing you here, then you'll be able to access it with the discount, as long as you go to that page. Tamas is asking just a quick question. Are those web topics and book topics are similar? Are club topics the same ones as in 50 Coffee Break books? So they're similar in the sense that what we do is provide you with activities that will help you practice your German in 5, 10, 15 minutes. But the content isn't repeated. So it's not the case that you're going to see an activity that you have in the Coffee Break books and then do the same activity in the Coffee Break Club. Lots of different contents, and they're not repeated in a sense, but it's the same concept. We will be helping you improve your German in the 5, 10 or 15 minutes. So I hope that answers your question, Tamas. Okay. I hope that this has been useful. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little. I hope that with our video that we worked through with Yarina's postcard from New Orleans, you managed to pick up some new vocabulary. I certainly did, and I like the use of that word mal to say this time it's a little bit different. I'm not in Europe, I'm somewhere different. And some other really interesting words in the postcard. But thank you to Thomas, thank you to Yarina, thank you to the whole team, and I hope that this has been useful. All the information that you need is available on the website. Just a couple of other questions coming in here from Josephine. Do I understand correctly that one subscription gives access to all 4 languages? So for the Coffee Break Club, for all of the videos that we saw, and if we can maybe just come back to, hang on one sec, if I go here, then we can see that we have all of these videos on the Coffee Break Club. So yes, all of this is accessible within the Coffee Break Club. So that's the Coffee Break Club French videos, German videos, Italian videos, and Spanish videos. All of these are part of your one subscription for the Coffee Break Club. You'll see also there are Coffee Break Academy course videos on here, but it does say Academy membership required. So if you have an Academy membership for a particular course, you would be able to access it in there. And Luciano is saying, can I use it if I already had an account? So it depends what your account is for. If your account is on the Coffee Break Academy and you've purchased a course on the Coffee Break Academy, that's a different purchase. You would have to have a Coffee Break Club account on Coffee Break TV in order to be able to access the Coffee Break Club on Coffee Break TV. So I hope those answer your questions. If you have any further questions, there is a little pop-up button at the bottom of the website where you can ask us a question and we will do our best to answer it as quickly as we can. Right, let me think a second here. I think we're almost there. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been useful, and we will be back soon with more Coffee Break German. But for now, vielen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal. Also, tschüss.